Well, basically make a lanyard key for your key ring, or for a monkey fist, which is something that I'll show you how to make a little bit later when I figure out how to make it. So this right here is a king cobra, which is a cobra with another cobra on top. Pretty simple stuff. So this is what I'm going to show you how to make. Now these can be made in any number of sizes. Let's see if I can get a better camera view there. These can be made in any number of sizes, from, you know, this long to that long to, you know, that long. So, starting out, you're going to need yourself a carabiner or keyring, anything to, you know, wrap it around pretty much. Secondly, you obviously need some rope. Now, I'm using 550 cord or 550 paracord. It's got strands inside of it, so when you cut it, you need to take it and burn the ends. Just kind of pinch them together a little bit, so that way they're workable. They're not going to fall apart on you. So I've started this one. Hard to see in this light, but that's what it's looking like at the start. There, at the very beginning. It's really easy, and it's the same pattern the entire way. So I'll back this out and show you how. Alright, so this is where it gets kind of tricky. The first bit's pretty much the only tricky bit, and the very end where you gotta figure out where you're gonna put the strands. Alright, so I've backed it out enough here so you can kind of see this jumble of mess. You'll be looking at that soon when you do it, if you do it. Alright, so I'll back it the rest of the way out and show you from the start. We've got our rope, our paracord. Now I want to make one that's going to be, I don't know, probably near the same length as that one. So I'm going to use about, 3.5 feet roughly, and I'm just going to pull it to where it's about a third to a fourth the length of the total rope. Now that's after you fold it in half. So you're going to fold it in half, equal bits. Now you're going to have to figure out how long you want it. So if you want it, you know, that long, you're going to need a lot more rope, but I'm only going about that length. So I'd say that's about a fourth. It's about a fourth the length there of the total rope. So now all I did was loop that through. So you see, all that is loop through. And now we're going to hold that, separate out the bottom. Okay, so we're looking at that. Loops on top, carabiner there, bottom. Alright, now, this is where it's going to be kind of tricky to show you on video. How well this is going to work here. Let's see. can kind of see. Alright, so we start out by, there's going to be two main patterns that you need to remember throughout this whole thing. That's under, under, over, and over, over, under. But first is a little tricky, so we're going to go under, was it under, under, over, I believe? Double check this one real quick. That is starting side. Yeah. Alright, so we're going, to begin with, we're going to go under. Now, when I say under again, I'm referring to the first one going under. Now we're going to the second action, which is on this side. Now this one is also going to go under, which is under the right side. So see how that works? That's going under, and this is going under a lot of them. Makes sense? That's under the main loop here, but it's actually over this one, because this one is under that. Now, over. So now you're going to loop it back over the top of the loop here. Leave yourself a little bit of room for this one that you brought under, and loop it through the top. So you're going to have to tighten it up a bit. When you tighten it up a bit, it should look something like that. If you can see that there. Let me see. It should look something like that here. Damn it. Just can't get a good angle. There we go. So it's got the loops, and then there's one extra one over here. Alright, so now we can't actually tighten that up because we got to finish it so that it's locked down on the carabiner. Make sure they're all the same length there. Now we're going to start over, but instead of going under, under, over, we're going to go over this one. That's right, yeah. So make it somewhat tight, you know, so you can kind of still manage it a bit. And then you're always going to start with the same side. So because I've started with this side over here, I got to start with this side again. So now from this side, since I went under last time, over, over, under. I'll explain that to you. Okay. So this is how we're holding our carabiner. This one over here, we've gone over the top of our loop and then across. Now this one has gone over the top of the one that came from this side and underneath the loop. So see that? So that looks there. This one over, this one under. Alright. So now when we tighten that up, you'll see what I'm talking about. Alright. I can't really see it. So that's what it looks like at the very beginning. It's going to look just like that. You could see what I was holding. You'd see it look like that. Anyways. So, I wish I could make sure we can... I'm going to have to go through this for another little patch in here showing you how. And then that's it. All you do is keep repeating the process all the way to the end. And it's pretty simple. Except you don't have to do any, it's just over, over, under, 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 over. Bam. So we went, what did we do last time? We went over from this side because we can see that from here it comes up and goes over the top of the middle of the loop. So this time we're going to go under. So we're going under here. We're going under this loop, if we hold it like this, underneath. And then this one on this side, that one over there, is going to go, what is this, under, over? Yeah, so this one's going to go underneath this one, and then over the top of both of them. And it's already starting to shape up. You can tell within 2 or 3 little pulls if it's looking right. So, I don't know if you can see that. And then repeat. So we went over last time. Oh no, we went under last time, so we'll go over. Right? So there's the loop. We're going over the top of the loop. Now this one is going to go over the one that just came over the top of the loop, and it's going to go underneath the loop.
Alright, here we go. So, let's see if we can get a bit better view on this one. So we can see from our last one that it's gone underneath on this side here. I know that this is my starting side here. I walked away for a little bit, came back. So we can see that it's gone under from the last side. Oh wait, no, sorry, I wasn't even looking at that right. Is that right? Oh yeah, that's right. Alright, so. Bring it in. Alright, so. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is go over, because I went under last time, so I'm going over the top of that one. This one is going over the top of that one. Okay. There. Over that. And that's over that. Now this one is over, under. Stop backing your hand out. It's uncomfortable. And then that one's underneath them. And then you loop it up through like that. So don't bring it down like that. When you loop it under, just bring it right underneath like that. Bam. And there's the next little loop. Bam. So, just do a couple more. One more here. Under. Over. Making sure that they stay fairly tight there. And that's it. You can make them as tight or as loose as you want. I recommend make them pretty tight because they're going to loosen up after you start using this thing and whatnot. So, over, under. Yeah? Oh wait, did I do that right? Yeah, I did that right. Looks fine. Bam. Under, over. Just keep repeating the process.